Welcome back, Speed Gaming fans, to Game 2 of our final series. Into taking the first game, looking to close this one out. Kipp, with his back against the wall, is going to have to bust out some wins to keep this one going. See what our mystery randomizer gives us in this next game. And once again, I'm DJ Webb, joined by Derp on commentary. How's it going?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just saw an exciting game one. I think really high level of play from both runners, but M2 was able to find the more efficient route through the game, was able to keep a lead, even though Kipp was able to find that speed booster that MM2 did not. I think it was like a 3-minute gap at one point, and Kipp was able to cut that in half with the speed, but M2 still hanging on, still undefeated here in the playoffs. One game away from, I believe, his first rando tournament win. So, exciting scenes here.
In SM only, I think that will be correct. I know he won the in-person SMZ3 at SGL last year.
That doesn't surprise me.
Speaking of that, I failed to mention this. The only history between these two I know of before today was actually at SGL in person in the consolation bracket. Funnily enough, M2 did win that one, but yeah, despite despite how good both of these are, not a lot of previous matchups. And my laughter is we once again have both full countdown and vanilla charge. That's at least 4 consecutive vanilla charge seeds for MM2. I want to state, which is what is 3 to the power 4? Is it 81?
That sounds right.
Yeah, 1 in 81 chance for that to happen, which is barely over 1% for the math aficionados out there. That is that's quite something. But yeah, once again, we've got full countdown. This time it's 2-4, so we still got 6, but the E-Tanks stole one of the majors.
Yeah, and as mentioned, in full countdown, you really don't want to see a lot of majors in criteria, so this 2 is actually fairly nice. Obviously, I think the runners would have liked to see not full countdown, but here we are. It's what we have, so this is the better of the potential outcomes.
4 E-Tanks can be a little bit spooky, because you're almost, they would have to like all be so incredibly on your path for you to get all of them, but we'll see what we come across. We did get supers early, and there's one of those tanks.
Yep, we do get one early at least. Usually don't end up going suitless in full countdown, so not being able to pick up all the E-Tanks isn't too bad. It definitely can happen, though. So we see another super pack. We still don't get to check meme route early. These Cs are a little bit mean, but having 2 early super packs was definitely nice.
I think compared to the last seed, we traded a missile for a super, and that's the same 4 items down here. I think we had an E-Tank. Yeah, once again, we're going to be headed back up. This time, M2 didn't have the damage boost issue, so he's a bit closer. Coming up here in the pit room. I stated these two, both with some very nice execution. We'll expect this to stay pretty tight until they get to places where they may be able to make different choices. Early on in the last seed, it was a Rest Meridia fall down that did not in any way impact the seed, except for making Kipp go slower.
Yeah, definitely an interesting way that played out in the early game. The map was a little bit funky.
We'll see if we get a bomb-breaking item here, or if we are going to be forced to go to the right, which would signify another area seed. And that is what we have. You take number 2.
Yep, the settings are the same as game 1 so far. Let's see what the other settings are. I believe gravity heat reduction was on, even though gravity was found after Varia for both runners, so it didn't matter. So that double jump and boss shuffled was the first seed. We'll see how much of that carries over to seed 2.
Yes, indeed. This is one place where sometimes you can see runners differ as far as taking that save. Not a runner going to do it with 2 E-tanks. You're definitely a lot more comfy as far as not saving. But I will say that all of the Upper Norfair portal runs are 2 tanks. However, I don't actually know if it could give us that because we can't like make it to any like refilling areas and such, and we end up getting the tube transition.
2
For those of you
majors
used to
here.
the Varia randomizer, that tube clip is actually in logic in Dash. As you can see, we do not have power bombs, and that's the only place we can go. So yeah, that is a one-way, but especially here in Red Tower, you are very likely to be able to get out. There are a million portals that you can go. Into actually going to Spacer first, gets a reserve. Quack with 1 major again, this time also having an E-tank. Only 10 supers, that's like a hilariously dumb fight to try and do.
I believe there were 3 majors in Greenbryn. I assume MM2 is going to follow it, and I would expect Kipp to as well after getting the Spazer.
It was 3-3, and yeah, I think this makes sense to try and spike bombs, power bombs, screw attack, something, because it is the case that we can only check, what, 3 items in Greenbryn Star currently? The tube,
Not a
and
lot.
then the big pink missile and the charge missile. So definitely a little bit interesting. Yeah, Kipp is actually just gonna continue here. There's 3 items at the top. You can get one of them, and it's past the orange door. But there's also all
There's
these
a save
doors.
here, though. This
Yeah.
nice little dash save.
So yeah, this is a watch it be the opposite this time, and Kipp just ends up at Green Hills right here. That would be really funny. It's not the case. It's the wrong way door. Lord over back. Hello there. 3-1.
Well, there's our bombs.
1-3.
That's really good for MM2. Allows him to check a couple of these items. Still needs the power bombs to go to a lot of them, but that gets him to charge, and it gets him across to the other side where he can check for in reserve.
5-1 Upper Norfair. That is a lot.
So, Greenbryn and Upper Norfair, both pretty stacked. Kipp gets that super, but nowhere to go from here. There's a power bomb too for MM2, so we'll see how MM2 decides to clear this. I might opt to skip the rest of the checks here in Big Pink and then just go to the left and believe.
Do get both bombs and power bombs here. There's East Meridia for Kipp. 1-1.
Is that the front or the back?
Back.
Alright. Probably not going to follow it, but good to know. Obviously not going to follow it right now, but
Nice wall jump check on that super for MM2. Is that the... I'm gonna say is at the top of Greenbryn. That would have been probably good for Kipp overall, just because you're pretty likely to get a power bomb in reserve, but you're not guaranteed for sure.
yeah,
Did not get that missile, and now he's
back
going
again.
back. This is definitely the faster way to end up back at the bottom. So, power bombs lock the majors in Red Brent Star, whether they're at the top or if one of them happens to be at X-ray.
So many supers in this seed.
Already, yeah.
Another one.
These are looking mighty similar, but yeah. Positionally, obviously, M2's way farther into Greenbryn. However, it's pretty likely we're going to follow this one. So Kipp's Red Tower portal knowledge might be useful later on in the game. We'll just kind of have to see.
It's non-trivial for sure.
I will say, as far as how M2 is doing this, if I saw 5-1 red Upper Norfair, these 3 E-Tanks would be pretty appetizing in my opinion. So
I don't love the play from MM2 to check Sports Spawn Wavegate and then not check Mission Impossible. But that is what he did, so we'll likely be going back anyways to follow that Upper Norfair portal, especially with the 3 E-Tanks that he's gonna get, or up to 3. It's possible that one of them is Waterway. There's one.
Kipp once again looks to be just headed left. Looks like that's going to work out a lot better in this seed.
Well, he'll have less supers. M2 got a super at Spore Spawn and Wavegate, so Kipp does have an extra one from Alpha Power Bomb, I believe. I think that was a super.
Yep.
M2 chasing the bug down. Just flying away from him. Wanted to get some health in these reserves.
Funnily enough, Kipp's actually going to show us the burn reserve area first. There's major number 1, or I guess number 2 of this area, Spazer. And what, there was an E-Tank down there? Or, yeah.
Yeah, MM2 got 1 E-Tank, and then I think 2 missiles. So the E-Tank is nice. Again, we're probably going to Upper Norfair after this, so having the E-Tank is good. But not finding either of those majors. Of course, they'll see this one under the bridge, that Spazer beam. We'll see if the last one is above at the early super location. It is not, but there's our last E-Tank.
Yep.
So MM2 will have all 3. Kipp only has 2, but we'll likely go straight down to the Edacoons to get that last one.
Yeah, we're 50-50 on being able to collect that last major. It could be Waterway, which we can't get, or it could be Mission Impossible, which we can. And we'll see how this elevator works out. I expect, unlike last seed, Kipp will actually go up after this and not try and go back and find something. But we'll see. And yeah, there's very little that's appetizing outside of Upper Norfolk right now, given that it's 5-1. So like, even the things that we can like see and follow, like,
I mean, there's a bit of an orphaned croc. Again. The croc is kind of awkward to get back to. You're not going to get a nicer time to route it in, pretty much. So if you want to go back to it now, then it's not the most unreasonable play.
Especially for MM2 without all that or without that red tower knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
I would still expect MM2 to go Upper Norfair, but it wouldn't be unreasonable to go Croc and Red Tower. Well, now I think your decision's made for you.
Here I like checking this just because you're almost certainly staying, so you just kind of want to know what this is. So yeah, we're in Upper Norfair. There's a major in Greenbrand Star that likely other runners are going to know about for quite some time. If it was at Mission Impossible, that would feel bad. Kind of, maybe. I guess it depends on what it is. Yeah, we're going to be in Upper Norfair. And there's only 1 tank to refill our health, so you're going to have to be conscious of damage you're taking. I speak damage onto MM2, hitting that little bug. It wasn't the hopper though, those do quite a bit more damage, and this is the ice hell run, so it's not as bad, but yeah, I mean, because
you're probably doing more hell runs after this, so want to keep your health high. Yeah, I believe the side hoppers do 80, or those aren't side hoppers, they're the Norfair hoppers, I don't remember what they're called.
We'll colloquially call them mini hoppers. I think I added a syllable to that word for fun. But
yeah, Dusgigas are the big ones, right?
I have
big Norfair hoppers.
Honestly, but
well,
yeah, we found a lot of missiles right now, and do not have the ability to crystal flash. Those are the words that I was searching for. So yeah, we had a Be real cognizant about how things go here, especially for M2. Like, if he doesn't find that tank or Varia at high jump area, I'm gonna have to do some farming. Where if Kipp can avoid some of that damage, he can maybe have a little bit better time. He has caught up quite a bit considering all the red tower checking. That's skipping corresponding wave gate, and like you said, down one super currently, but no missiles, so it's not super bad. And there's one
Well,
of the
there's
major.
our first major. Not really the one we want to see, though.
It's also one of the ways that you get that item. You do have the IBJ available, but not super great without Varia. But yeah, here's Gravity Suit and Plasma.
So that spades are going to get overwritten pretty quickly.
Kipp's
So two more majors in Upper Norfair.
Slightly, ever so slightly higher than MM2's currently. Yeah, Plasma's good. I would just say that people obviously usually talk about Plasma as far as damage to in-game if you have charge. Killing enemies in a much faster way is also non-trivial. It can be helpful in that way. I'm too gonna go on to East Meridia. Kind of dominated with the
I
enemies.
think MM2 might actually be going like back down, like down Green Bryn, and then either into Upper Norfair from the other way, so it doesn't have to do the long and kind of dangerous hell run across, or just going into Redburn and Croc, like we mentioned.
Yep. That does skip quite a bit of hell running. It also gives you the ability to clean up Mission Impossible, if that happens to be the major, not waterway.
Yeah, I think MM2 might be worried because the start of the seed was so linear. He's probably worried that Kipp was more thorough and Green Bryn and got that, so really wants to go back and check it.
Funny that he was actually the less thorough one in this one. But they are both making the same play for now.
Not too surprising.
Oh,
Shield.
I mean, to have that already when you win an Upper Norfair.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough, but again, MM2 can just route back into Upper Norfair. It's not the end of the world, and I think you probably do with that heat shield. You get the rest of the item checks and the other two portals there in Upper Norfair, and then you can make a decision from there.
Yep.
So it feels bad, but it's really not that bad for MM2, even though you would have wanted to have it before.
For sure.
We are going to go the long way around this time.
Every time I take this route, I question if it was the right way to go. Very nice damage boost. The best damage boost you'll ever do is always accidental. It's just kind of how it works.
Yeah, it was a great damage boost if you wanted to go that way.
The biggest thing about this is that you're going to get wave really close, and then you're going to get the portal, where if it's a portal you want to go, you kind of would have rather have done it last, but there's also the awkward Croc portal, which is just kind of sitting over there. So it's a little bit weird.
Really, the only portal that MM2 would want to follow is... it would be a one-way, because it'd be like grade. Because I don't think you're just diving into West Meridia here. And then, what else are you following? I guess Red Tower, but luckily for MM2, we know that won't be what he finds.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If it's West Meridia, you would want to do that after probably the Bubble Mountain stuff, but you're doing it, but you're finding the portal first.
I guess that's true. Although, I guess it depends on how many items West Meridia has. I actually started that weird wall jump up Double Chamber. I started wall jumping off the Fune. So if you wall jump low enough, like off its chin, then you can clear the ledge. I think Eddie showed me that, or showed somebody else that, and I was watching, so I picked it up.
definitely a little bit of an annoying thing to get back up. Luckily, you don't really need to get back up, especially from where M2 was.
Well, I guess this is kind of something you want to follow, actually.
Found the left side of criteria finally.
What is over here? Great.
This
We are
is
going to do it.
great.
Yeah, every boss is
Definitely do
doable
every
here.
boss. Yeah. Even without heat shield, you could do every boss, but we have heat shield, so Ridley's pretty much of no consequence here.
Even more supers too.
Just gotta refill everything, but you've got mini crate and the literal health refill. So as it turns out, finding this now was totally fine. Be interested to see if either of them peak at Terminator on their way back to Upper Warfare here.
Kind of a weird thing to say, but I'm a little surprised MM2 saved there, actually, with all the bosses doable with this loadout. Showing a little bit more concern for safety than we've seen in some of the other playoff matches from MM2. Yeah, I remember, I think it was against Audra, but it might have been against Fringo. MM2 just going for like a suitless LN, not saving the whole way through.
I think that was Fringo. I don't think he did any suitless LN last round, but I don't know for sure. But
Nice super on the blue door.
Door's not green in area. Actually, there was some door that was still not green in a vanilla map seed I played, and I was really surprised. I don't know if it was that one though. It might have been though. You've gone too far with these door color changes. Some of them make a lot of sense.
I think
make a lot less sense in my
all the
opinion.
saves and health refills are changed to blue doors, because we copied that change from Varia, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be. Again, that was not something I was involved with.
We got shuffled bosses again. Did we even randomize the mystery-ness?
Well, we have different dash items. We have heat shield instead of double jump. Or
That's true.
potentially, there could still be double jump. It's one major in East, which we already knew, but it could be right here, which would be pretty sick.
It also makes it so you can do that East Meridian play now. We've seen both the front and the back. Well, Kipp has seen the back, and you've seen the front.
It's not too unreasonable for MM2 either to like route back through, like back to Business Center after clearing Bubble Mountain, and then go into East. And then the front to back would actually put him right into Red Tower, which is pretty sick. But obviously that requires him to do some things that, well, we know they're good. He doesn't have the information, so it's a little bit sketchy.
Yep. Also getting dangerous. Well, we're not really. We haven't seen West Meridian at all yet, which is kind of insane. We also haven't seen Wreck Ship yet, so probably both of the Wreck Ships are chilling in West Meridian, but I was just gonna say Turian at the other side of Wreck Ship is still possible. But yeah. Ammo Dragons, I've been paying a nominal amount of attention to how well they've been going, and Kipp gets grabbed by a goo as I say those things, so
Yeah, MM2 had a pretty clean Dragon fight from what I could tell.
and Kipp was only one super away. That hurts.
Always feels bad. Ammo Dre kind of sucks. Not gonna lie.
People have definitely gotten a lot better in utilizing some different strats to do Ammo Dragon in very quick ways. In vanilla speedruns, you really only kind of see it in low percent categories, or you have not a ton of ammo, and there it really sucks. When you've got all this ammo, you can definitely do things really quickly. I would say for anyone looking to learn about Ammo Dragons, Aussie, probably the best of those in my opinion. He does some insane things. I've seen him like one swoop Dragon suitless. It's insane.
I think Aussie's the best at a lot of things. Not gonna lie. See, more supers. You know, we ended up hitting 60 supers in that last seed, even without picking up the 2 at the back of Gauntlet.
Yep.
This seed also similarly super heavy, so probably the same ammo distribution. Another similarity between our two seeds.
Yep. definitely feeling like the standard 3-2-1 ratio. But, back in the Upper Norfair, we've got we've got Speed and Reserve to check, as well as Cathedral Missile is outstanding.
Yeah, Bubble Mountain Missile as well.
Oh yeah.
So
I've
7
definitely
total
forgotten
items?
about that and been really mad and confused about where my final major was. Gonna be interested to see if either runner ended up picking up that grapple, especially given that we want to go to the Croc portal and we have Heat Shield. It's possible, but best place to have that grapple is for Dragon, and we just killed Dragon. So
MM2 feeling the same way about that X-ray. Debated on picking it up since Dragon's already dead, but did grab it in the end.
Dragon is dead. We don't have to kill Batoon, and we also don't have Charge Beam, so may not be of any value.
Yeah, we can't even get to Batoon at the moment. Or, well, not from the intended side, at least.
That's true. Could potentially... Well, I mean, there's a major over there, so he's probably going to do speed, but... This is interesting, because Heat Shield makes Variolus a lot easier. You can actually see mm2 is farming up right now, as if thinking about that. He hasn't even seen Lower Norfair. I guess I also didn't realize front of Lower Norfair terrain was also a possibility.
Yeah, that farm definitely implies to me that he's potentially looking towards East Meridia. I blinked for a second.
There
was his hypo jump for MM2 since he fell. Second try, of course. I remember bringing that up for MM2 because I put a lot of practice into that specific hypo jump because it feels like it's so useful in area. And I think MM2 also put a lot of time into it as a result, so you see the fruits of our labor there with the second try hypo jump.
Hypo jump is cheating.
It's possible.
No, it's I'm very impressed at how good people are at that. But yep, we found everything here. Spring Ball, X-Ray were our final two. Again, I'll be interested to see if either runner ends up picking up that grapple. Especially if you're gonna think about Variolus, it is of value still.
Yeah, if we find a Ridley with the Heat Shield, we're already... Even if we don't find Ridley with Heat Shield, we're pretty close to being able to just skip Varia. Really just want one more Power Bomb for a Crystal Flash, and then even if Ridley is at home, this is still very doable.
For sure. It really also depends on that Turian location. Turian is up at Farlow or for you would need a lot more Power Bombs.
Gate being a little bit less cooperative than the ones from last seed for MM2. But yeah, he's going to get this portal check-in. If it's back of LN, you probably follow it, but I think we've already seen back of LN.
Yeah, we have seen back. We haven't seen front.
Yeah, I don't think you follow front of LN. Well,
like West Meridia with 1.
I like checking these close items. You probably don't fully explore West Meridia, because I think with the knowledge, all the portal knowledge MM2 has, there's a decent chance the game actually ends here.
All the portal knowledge Kipp has. MM2 has very little, actually.
Well, MM2's only missing the Red Tower stuff, which, to be fair, is pretty significant, but even then, I think MM2 can kind of deduce that he doesn't really want to explore West Meridia more than he has to. But maybe I'm projecting, because I know that it's bad.
I don't think it's too bad, honestly. I mean, there's only 7 items, so it is the case that we're moving item list, which is the worst way to be in West Meridia. Kipp is going to come up here. Possible he's going to do that East Meridia we were talking about, but Yeah, we're gonna get this grapple, which I like.
I don't love that Kipp's not checking. Actually, that's not true because Kipp knows the back of East, so it actually makes sense for Kipp to just do the front of East and then go back to this last portal at the end. Like Kipp is gonna do front to front East. MM2 is probably gonna do front to back.
Honestly, how does this work for Kipp?
Maybe MM2 is just gonna keep going.
I think you can get away with front to back, just kind of do lower Norfair, but then you have to make your way back in the East. It's kind of awkward getting the lower Norfair from the rest of this map because, again, it's most likely that Turian is somewhere around this West Meridia area, as you were saying. Yeah, here's what I was talking about. This moving out on this West Meridia, this gravity jump is not easy. Honestly, for me, I would give this like 2 tries and then IBJ, maybe 3. But he gets the
It's a 2-frame window, right? Getting that gravity jump.
2 or
it's
3.
It's a 2-frame window while the screen is almost completely black.
Yeah, you got to jump real late. But we got another tank here. Kipp came down the right sand pit.
The rarely seen other sand pit.
And there's Turian. And a super. Yeah, if we can get a power bomb, we're in pretty good shape.
I mean, you're almost at a point. It's like heat shield does a lot. You're not too far from a point where you don't even need a power bomb, but definitely not going to do that if you don't have to.
No power bomb would spook me out, but I'm not as good as either of them.
Just like... 2 is a bit ahead in ammo, by the way. He's been picking up a lot of missiles.
I think a good amount of that is the 2 supers he got in what's it called? Green Bryn. But yeah, okay. Actually, I finally had the intelligent thought about what I think Kipp is doing. You can maybe spike this major here, but also back puts you in red tower, and we do have 2 majors outstanding in red tower because we didn't have power bombs. So
that's true.
I think
the longer we go, the more likely one of those is required.
I'm tending to prefer what Kipp is doing, but again, he has the knowledge. So we find speed booster. That's really good. It's time to see the other runner who has it. Yeah, Kipp's knowledge allowing him to do things in a different way, and yeah, for MM2, he's probably gonna end up in wreck ship here. The only way he doesn't is if it's. Wait, no, he has to.
Well, it could be linked, right?
I think the only way he doesn't is if this is like. No, I think he has to. It'd have to be like a self connection or something.
2 meters.
Yeah, here he is. I was trying to find a way that there was like some lower Norfair to wreck ship to something thing, which I guess existed if the other side of that was Retro Brinstar, and then that was like a
what portals are we missing? It could have been like linked bottom of west, and then it's like LN to ship to meme route, which would be kind of awful.
Another wrinkle here. We've got Fantoon in East Meridia, which means M2's not getting most of these items. Did get the E-tank there at
again. MM2 really just needs a power bomb. That's the only thing MM2 is looking for.
We're not seeing it as of yet.
So one side of this, like MM2 has 2 portals left. He has the Meridia map and the back of ship, and so one of them is meme route, the other is front of LN.
No, they could be each other. They could lead to each other.
Oh, true.
Nice little speedball there. And that's Ridley. Just the preferred outcome, I would assume. Well, on the 50-50 that we know about, I would assume that's the preferred outcome. He definitely didn't know it couldn't be. I think Fantoon was probably his overall preference, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know, because Fantoon being there kind of baits you into doing these checks, because he needs to be a bit careful, by the way. He's fine, though. But, like, you're so close to go mode, and so I kind of feel like if Phantoon is here, you're kind of baited into doing a lot of these checks to at least find something good. Another E-Tank is nice.
Yeah, very much might not be a bait. And again, like, we've only seen 2 powerbomb packs, which is kind of insane. So, like, in theory, you're likely to be finding one the longer it goes. But I mean, there is no set number of power bombs. We have historically, I think the lowest number I ever saw was 3 in a seed. Back when we played Varia, and that actually gave you the numbers.
I don't know if I've seen a 3. I've definitely seen a 4 though. I believe you that there was a 3.
Yeah. See how M2 wants to treat this. He keeps expecting to end up back in Red Tower, and it's not going to happen. I assume. Well,
Yeah,
I
Red
assume
Tower
that's what he's thinking,
eluding
and
him.
I know it's not gonna be the case. So yeah, we gotta see how this works out. And
Did MM2 check the Main Street missile, by the way? I might spark for it right now. Just trying to get a power bomb.
the game continues to say no.
not-
So both orders have 2 bosses. We've seen different ones on the second one. We both killed that Dragon at Crate early, and yeah, I just kind of have this feeling that what Kipp is doing right now is going to be what ends up working out.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking that way.
Like,
we'll see what this portal is. This actually makes a pretty big deal.
It's kind of bad regardless of what it is, and that's front out in.
Yeah, so this is crazy for Kipp then. So as long as he is able to enter back of LN, which he should be. Still looking for a power bomb though.
I mean, all we've got in here is 2 major, so it's not going to be a power bomb in Red Tower. But
that's true.
We've got the Alpha power bomb missile and X-ray, which are both major.
Even then,
And
do you just go back of LN anyways with this much health and heat shield?
No, because you can just get Varia.
I guess. But the point is, once Kipp does go into LN, he actually has a really efficient routing going back to front. Because that leads him right to ship and then right to Turian, pretty much.
Got Ice Beam here in Red Tower. Yeah, and this, for M2, again, he keeps expecting to end up in Red Tower. This is meme routes. This portal stuff is really not working out in his favor.
Yeah, meme route is pretty rough. There's no major in criteria that really helps him at this point.
He's got ammo go mode, so no charge. Again, 2 seeds we've yet to see high jump. So maybe that exists somewhere. Kipp with a bajillion health and also grapple and everything ever. So like easy X-ray check, pretty much no matter what. Yeah. It doesn't strike me as the kind of person that's going to make a power bombless lower Norfair play. I know there's been some legends about people doing lower Norfair without Varia in places where they couldn't yet Crystal Flash and then got power bombs down there because odds and stuff. But Kipp doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. Screw attack. Oh my goodness, this is so insane.
Going to Croc?
Oh, yeah, we do also have Croc here. And it is also the case. Kipp's at 55-45. We were talking about that ammo lead M2's had. Not yet in a place where Kipp can stop collecting ammo.
I was gonna say M2 might be just skipping missiles at this point, but it's gonna go back for that one. Now has 10 missiles of leeway total.
So yeah, definitely this is the best time for Kipp to do lower Norfair. He is literally right there. We'll see what he wants to do. He's going.
All right. See it. This is so scary for Kipp. He doesn't know that it's not going to be Ridley.
Yeah, Ridley would make this power bombless play feel really bad.
Charge. So it's pretty nice. M2 will maybe get that. I don't know. Actually,
there are 3 E-tanks down here, which is definitely nice.
One of them's behind Ridley, so there's only 2.
Oh,
because we saw the E-tank behind Ridley.
I forgot about that. And by forgot about that, I'm not actually sure I knew that.
Well, I did, so. Don't worry, I got you.
I appreciate that. So yeah, if you can find a powerbomb pack, Kipp is just completely golden.
And Kipp is digging for this power bomb, going all the way to jail. Not getting rewarded.
Yes. To answer chat, this is Kraid down here in Lore Warfare.
So Kipp will be fine, but doesn't know that.
Right. Especially with that grapple beam and heat shield, you can very, very easily get your health all the way back up in that pre-ready farm room. It's just really slow. And yeah, another super funny. Kipp finds charge and then gets super to end up in ammo go mode anyway. Ooh, kills that fire flea, but very nicely able to get up into this claw. A little bit stuck, but
got grabbed by the hand. Had to get out.
Yep. So M2 is finally gonna end up back in Red Tower. Yeah, pretty much just kind of. He's behind where Kipp is, but he has wreck ship cleared. But he's probably gonna be doing these Red Tower checks. Yeah, knowing it's not really down here is actually pretty crucial. And he has a lot more health.
M2 is going to get another super here, which is nice. I would assume MM2 just does a back-to-back east as well, as soon as he finds that portal. Just get that out of the way. There's our power bomb, finally.
As they always were, at the vanilla location. So, interesting here, because I feel like they're closer than they were last seed. And it's MM2 with speed this time. Kipp's definitely feeling a lot better about his current prospects here, given that power bomb find.
This is still good for MM2. Actually, I don't know. This is really weird. Because again, the really efficient route for Kipp is to go out front of LN. I don't know if you could do that on this health though. It's gonna be kind of tight. With the CF, you can probably get away with it, but
yeah, it's hard because we were so used to for a long time for this just being like really, really bad. But yeah, I forgot about that East Meridia little thing. East Meridia versus Workship. So yeah, that's way more distance for Kipp than I was imagining in my head. But yeah, it used to be so bad because gravity didn't have environmental damage reduction, but it does now. So the numbers are a lot different, and Heat Shield does a good bit of that heat damage reduction. So I would say it's doable if you're like pretty full, but getting up there and being like high on energy is not trivial. So I think he back to backs. It's really awkward to get into West Meridia if you don't, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like if he doesn't back to front, he's got so much longer to go. But at the same time, I don't know if you can make that call in this situation.
Yeah, it could. I mean, it could be Turian from his perspective, right? Which makes it like way worse of a play if you try to do that and you get exactly that bad outcome.
Right. I mean, if it's Turian, you're kind of screwed anyways, I think. But
so
I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, we'll see. Honestly, I think he might still be ahead if he doesn't do that. Just because of where he is relative to where MM2 is.
The thing is, I think MM2 can do front to back. He's got more energy. And he knows that it's good. Like, he knows that leads him to the end of the game. There's another super. I'm just going to end with like 80-70 or something ridiculous.
I mean, he could already definitely have stopped picking stuff up. He just hasn't.
I mean, I think you're definitely picking up to 60 supers. I don't disagree with that, but it definitely feels bad to have all the missiles and then keep picking all these up.
Like, because of the powerbomb situation, I assume he's gonna look at the charge beam. I don't know if he'll actually acquire it. Yeah, I guess that's the other thing. Because Kipp only really did right sandpit out of here, plus the like on the way stuff, and then just kind of left out the back. He didn't even look at, for example, Platoon E-Tank. So there could be. Oh my goodness, that's really bad.
You can see it. Actually,
he's dead.
That's not enough. Yeah, he just needed a CF before killing the third pirate. He did save. It looks like
that's pre-boss though.
Oof, that definitely changes things a lot.
Wow. I mean, from what he ended up doing, he needed to just go get that drop and go. But overall, he just needed to CF sooner, probably.
Yeah, it was kind of a rare moment of panic for Kipp. Like, you saw the indecision whether he wanted to just get out or do the CF, and ended up kind of doing the worst of both worlds, where he lost a bunch of health before CFing and then wasn't able to survive.
So that probably just cost him like 3-ish minutes, something like that.
That sounds right. Yeah,
maybe more. So yeah,
I think 3 minutes is right. I'm up to see how he decides to go. I assume he's doing back to back, unless.
Yeah. To finish my thought earlier, I was going to say mm2 maybe a little bit more thorough here at East Radio, looking for a power bomb where Kipp didn't. And that was time mm2 didn't have to give when I was about to say that, and now he probably has that to give and more. And also just finding a power bomb would be really good, and he can do the easy aqueduct thing of just charging a spark and doing this, where Kipp would have had to snail clip. But there's still no power bombs.
Goodness, the seat is
it's comical.
Nice.
It is comical how few power bombs we've seen. He's gonna get an E-Tank if he goes this sandpit, which is what he's doing.
Yeah, it's an E-Tank and a super?
Yeah.
Does he pick up the super, you think?
I mean, at this rate he's been going, he might. He's not even getting the E-Tank, though.
he's gonna go back for that.
I guess if you saw a power bomb, you didn't need the E-Tank, but now it kind of makes more sense, I guess.
I mean, he has the equivalent of, what, 21 E-Tanks? Because your base health is also doubled with Heat Shield, so... Like, at some point, you just go, right? Like, you can't keep worrying about a power bomb. You know it's not Ridley. You just gotta go.
At some point, for sure, but he's gotten somewhat far away from the back of East.
It's not too bad. You can just take the 2. It's alright.
So, yeah, things definitely got closer with that death. I mean, I didn't know it when we were at that point. Now I definitely don't know. It feels like Wreck Ship's so much closer to the end that Kipp's probably still fine, but I have no idea.
Yeah, again, I think it depends on if MM2 is able to leave Ellen from the front in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, because he's actually right by Lower Norfair, and Kipp is not right by Wreck Ship at all. He doesn't even know where it is.
Did we find an E-Tank, by the way, in LN? Did Kipp find one?
No. 3 was how many there were total?
No, yeah. I can just look at the number. Use my eyes. So both E-Tanks are at the front of LN, which is rough.
But good for him, too, if he goes that way. There's a non-zero
well,
chance.
At that point, once you get past Acid Dive, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I guess it would depend on his Crystal Flash ability at certain points and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, I guess if it's at Mickey Mouse, it's a really nice refill, actually. You could potentially skip like a... Well, you don't even take damage from the lava, so you don't even need that much to get back out of Lava Dive.
Yeah. This time, very, very clean. Gets back through the back of Lower Norfair. So we're going to see Kipp try to find his way to West Meridia after taking this health refill. Shout out to Sloters.
I actually really like that save from MM2. That tells me he's not even like he knows the last item in Red Britain is a major, and he doesn't care about majors. He only cares about power bombs.
That's actually insane. That you like if that's Varia, you just made a losing play. It's not. But even I mean, Screw Attack is better than Plasma as he does pick up Charge Beam.
Yeah, Screw Attack would be nice, but
need.
again, it's like a 1 in 6 to be Varia, so it's not great odds. And to be fair, it wouldn't be great odds for a power bomb either. It'd also be a 1 in 6, but he needs to be a bit careful here. So how does Kipp get to West Meridia?
He has to find it in well, he knows about Croc Door to West Meridia, so that's probably where he's going.
Right. Yeah, that's the last thing Kipp hasn't checked.
Oh, and it's actually okay, it was way less far than I was thinking. So yeah, I do still think Kipp in the lead. But that death is gonna be on his mind for sure.
Surprised M2 is checking this. If this is an E-tank, he doesn't even want to get it. Also, M2 picked up charge after getting this much ammo, which is never something that feels good.
I mean, again, if he wants to leave out the front, which he should know is good, he does want that power bomb pack, and he doesn't know it's not here like we do.
That's true. He didn't check jail though. Didn't even check it. Like,
jail sucks enough that I think that's fine.
I would agree, but it's worth mentioning since Kipp did check it. Kipp also making the good route through West Meridia. Gonna be checking the Turian door last.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's good if he doesn't go to back of.
You probably go back of ship here though, before going up, especially without a good way up.
I mean, he's got grapple, which is better than the gravity jump.
That is true.
So
yeah, I think Kipp is just still ahead, even after the death.
Got a very easy Ridley fight here.
He can miss about 20 supers.
Into is sparking these pirates. Both orders have an obscene number of super missiles. Kipp gets grabbed by Ridley immediately, and I'm just like, I have exactly 0 worries about anything. It only does half damage versus Suitless, and Keith's shield is just completely and utterly overpowered as far as Variolous Ridley's. Your health just ticks down so slowly.
Keith's shield is so cool. Kipp missed a couple supers, but Ridley's still looking pretty dead here.
Yep. Both bosses go down at relatively similar times. But yeah, Kipp is much closer to Turian, just doesn't actually know where it is yet.
Yeah, this speed booster could matter for MM2. But again, like...
not enough, more than likely.
Yeah, I don't like him taking this much damage either. Gonna have to Crystal Flash early, and then... I guess he can farm power bombs at Firefleet, but that's more time, and Kipp is not that far. Even with the... You know, he's probably going to last location Turian, here going to ship first. But, like... I just don't know if that's enough.
I don't think it's enough, especially... Oh, well, that's bad.
Yeah, the second
extra cycle
platform is kind of scary. Alright, he got through.
Yeah, I mean, if he's not going out the front of Lauren Orfair, he's just in a way worse routing position. And if he is, he has to do a lot of farming. So yeah, definitely feels like it's a pretty decent size advantage for Kipp.
M2 is saving.
By the way, we didn't find the East Meridian Major, right?
MM2 is getting destroyed. Oh my goodness. Actually gonna reset. We did not find the East Meridian Major, you're right.
I was just thinking out loud, like Croc probably has variant, it feels like. I don't know.
Well, it could be.
It could be wreck ship. There's actually a lot of places it can be.
Yeah, it could be ship, could be croc, could be.
Yeah, it's ship, croc, East Meridian.
All the East items are in logic, right?
For sure. We had grapple.
Is this enough health for MM2, even?
We're gonna find out. That hit is bad. But yeah, I mean, he has to get. I mean, with this health, I feel like he has to get a take at Mickey Mouse, which is decent odds, but not guaranteed.
Yeah, you can super this guy. I don't even have time to. Yep, if this is a tank, if both tanks aren't in.
Well, there's 3 down by there. And
Oh my god! Yeah, both tanks at the front of LN are at GT. That is so unlucky for MM2.
Yeah, chat was asking about why M2 is doing this. It is the by far better route to Turian positionally, as Kipp just actually showed us that front of Lornorfer portal. So successfully last location Turian, but not in a bad way, honestly. Only cost him a little bit of time, but yeah. Two Lornorfer resets for him too. Probably still, honestly, not even equivalent to the death that Kipp took, but
no, not even close. Though with all the farming, you could continue. You could argue
for sure. Kipp, the low-ice veteran that he is still gonna do it this way. M2 found a way to not collect that super. Nice. I guess if you miss the gravity jump, you just have the backup grapple. Yeah. This one has gone in Kipp's favor. And I was talking about it early on, the that Red Tower portal information early. It really paid off for Kipp in the end. Because following West Meridia, when M2 did, it just was kind of worse routing wise, which you can't know at the time, especially because of how likely he was, frankly, to end up back in Red Tower. He just didn't, because that's how this map worked. So definitely one of the ways in which this played out in Kipp's favor. M2's also been taking a bit more spike damage than he'd probably like. He's obviously prepping for Crystal Flash here.
He's gonna try to Crystal Flash in the acid.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. In the acid, like, if you have those numbers, they're probably completely suitless. Like, this exact situation for when you would want to Crystal Flash in the acid, it's kind of hard to, like, practice for. So yeah, he's just gonna do some damage here on that pirate, as well as a shot. So yeah, if anybody wants to lab out when exactly you're supposed to Crystal Flash in acid with heat shield and gravity, like, go ahead and let us all know.
I think it's about 120, just off the top of my head. No, that would 120 would. You need a little bit more than that, like 150.
It's half.
How long does the CF take to activate? It's 2 seconds, right?
I've never known that information in my life.
I haven't either, but it's
vibes only,
that, right? That's what the vibes are telling me. M2 needs to be careful. Okay. He's got enough health to get out with each shield.
Doesn't have blue though, so he needs to not run that pirate, yeah. Successful, and yeah. Because gravity negates lava damage, this should be fine. I mean, he's got two reserves, so he's definitely fine.
Meanwhile, Kipp has already made it pretty far into Turian. Got past the baby Metroid.
Yep.
Now into the fight in just a bit.
Gonna have to turn this screw attack off here. Yeah, M2 has made it to the front. Again, not too far behind, but far enough behind that we're gonna get our well, probably our wish. Definitely the maximum entertainment factor. Kipp ends up winning this. We're gonna go to game 3, the final and deciding game of this entire tournament. It's all gonna come down to whether or not the randomizer can give us 3 consecutive seats at the same mode in mystery. How hilarious would that be? I guess I should also say, given the numbers that I've got, it looks like we did have a double jump in the seed as well. Still got a -2 on my tracker, which is set to 16.
Well, we did not find the double jump, or the space jump for that matter.
No, we did not.
There were a lot of majors we did not have the luxury of running into. So, yeah, there's 2 in ship. There's the East Meridia major that both runners looked for, but weren't able to find.
And one in criteria.
Yep.
One in croc. I don't know if we said that or not. M2 was trying for that little speed jump before going for that bomb jump. To the ire of some of our members of chat. It's faster if you get it quickly, but if you don't, you just look like you're jumping aimlessly. Shout out to Speed Booster. Great item. Everyone loves it. No complaints.
I would never complain about Speed Booster.
We are once again getting stand-up.
Makes sense. We once again have the E-tanks for it, and the plasma to make it useful.
Babies on both screens at the same time. Always love to see that. Although on one screen, baby has been slain by Mother Brain. The other one just helping us out.
Just hanging out. Can you really call someone a friend if they aren't bringing you to within an inch of your life?
Hugs are good, right? Hugs are good.
Exactly, exactly.
All that stands between Kipp and this victory is a movement itemless escape. I'm sure he'll be totally fine. Gotta show off those low ice skills.
Well, if there's anyone who's got low ice skills to show off, it's Kipp.
It is true. Definitely been some people hitting up that category lately. Don't think any of them are in this tournament.
Don't think so. I think some of them are in chat, though. I think Erica was running it for a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say both Exact and Snow have done some this year. So far, so good for Kipp here in Leodox. Got this left side climb up here to go. A little bit of a shamble there at the beginning, but we're back on track. Oh, baby, there's a little catch-up hit. M2 with plenty of energy, though.
That could have been scary though.
Oh my goodness.
He's got 2 reserves. He's fine.
Yeah, that is actually
Nothing to worry about.
He actually barely had enough with all those catch-up hits. But yeah, Kipp is on the ship. Gonna finish this with an official race time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 50 seconds. I think M2 might have actually hit forfeit, assuming he was dead, but then he unforfeit when he lived. So he's gonna finish this one out. But yeah, Kipp with the victory on that comeback train, and yeah, game 3 to the delight of all the viewers out here on SpeedGaming. What more do we want with our Saturday morning than 3 mystery races? The answer for me is nothing. I'm excited.
Depends on how invested you are into the result of Texas, Michigan. I think that's going on right now.
It's true. I will also say that there were too many sweeps in this playoffs. Now with this going to game 3, half of the game 3s will be featuring Kipp and the other half will be featuring me. Thus, you need to step your game up, win some games. Everyone loves game 3. Yeah, only the 4th series out of all of them that will have gone to the final and deciding winner take all game 3, and the stress and the tension and the energy, the excitement, definitely all coursing through their veins right now. Gonna get a little bit of a break here. Once M2 finishes, we'll go ahead out of here. But they are already started in real. So we're ready to race and see how this tournament finishes out. Almost to the point of seeing where those final items. Once again, we didn't find high jump, but we didn't find wave beam. They are very good at hiding from us today. Leave it. Ocean missile. Could have seen that with our eyes. High jump at Rextra Preserve. Shout outs to high jump. Where's that space jump? Climb supers. Shoutouts to Speed Booster. Great item. Locking 2 majors. What more did we want? M2 with a bit more standard climb, having the Speed Booster, Spark, both climb and escape room 3. So we are almost ready to get out of here. Game 2 gonna be finished up here by M2 very quickly. It's going to be an official race time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 24 seconds. As previously stated, they're already starting in real time, so we're gonna get a little bit of a break here. Be back at you in about 6 minutes. Stretch those legs, get some water, go to the bathroom, whatever you gotta do, but definitely come back here for the absolute final game of our mystery randomizer tournament. We'll see you in a little bit.